Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Transportation Study Ad Hoc Committee. This meeting is held in accordance with the Freedom of Information Act. The news media has been notified and a copy of the agenda has been made available to the public. This meeting is open to the public and the public is welcome to attend in person. All persons wishing to attend the meeting by virtual means may do so via YouTube, Sumter School District Board Meetings, and Sumter School District's Facebook page. At this time, we'll have our meditative thought followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our committee members tonight present are myself, Frank Baker, and I chair the committee. We also have committee members Brian Austin, Matthew McLeod, and Cheryl Ray. Our subcommittee members are Ms. Anita Hunter, and she is here with us tonight. We also have Ms. Bevelyn Collier joining us virtually, Ms. Denise Jones joining us virtually, and also on our committee is Ms. Teresa Sullivan and Ms. Alicia Case Rodriguez. Our staff members present tonight are Dr. Brenda Halfman, Chief of Schools and Lead Administrator, and Amy Hanson, our Administrative Manager. So I call this meeting to order, and again I want to thank everyone for coming tonight to be a part of this committee meeting, and those of you who are joining us virtually, thank you for tuning in and being a part of this meeting. Also, if there's no objection to the agenda will stand as presented. Any objections? Okay. All right, well, we'll move right into our realignment update and review of draft options, and I will turn our meeting over to Mr. Matthew Crawford. What's your name?
Thank you, Dr. Baker. Can you guys hear me okay?
Very good, yes, sir.
Okay, well, thank you all for another evening to talk about some realignment. This is our last and final committee meeting before we move to present recommendations to the school board. I hope everyone's having a happy St. Patty's Day. I know that we'd all probably prefer being on a patio, having a beverage of choice right now, but the work must go on. So here we are. We have some pretty short agenda tonight, but it's probably it's definitely a very important meeting. So I want to review some of the public information session and updates since we had that public information session. As you know, we had that back in February, the end of February, a little bit less than a month ago. Talk a little bit about some of that and see if there was any other conversations that were had around maps with members of the public. We had a really good turnout on those 3 nights. I think we had about 200 total people and a lot of fruitful discussions around maps and things that we normally see talking with members of the public. And most importantly, what we want to do tonight is we want to solidify the recommendations that we're planning to take to the school board. And so I want to just make sure that we have consensus and determining what it is we want to recommend to the school board. We currently have 2 options. We have communicated the last public info session that we were likely going to be bringing 2 options to the board at the next meeting, and then the board would determine which one to approve. But that's still up for discussion. We can carry forward with 2 options after this meeting to the board, or we can, if we have consensus on a single option, we can bring 1 option to the board for recommendation. So let's get into the agenda. Just a review of our timeline. You can see we've come quite a long way. Started this work in July and working through the process with the committee and the public. We've had 3 public information sessions to date to inform the public about the process and the work that's being done, and in the work, that ongoing work, and giving them updates, and as well as this is our 7th committee meeting, and then numerous board updates throughout the process. And so the district has been very active in informing the public and so that people know how to participate, and we've had a lot of good participation as part of this process. But we are here on the last meeting, and our plans are to present the recommendation to the board on the 28th. So that's in about 11 days from now is when we would be in front of the entire board presenting the recommendations of the realignment to the entire board on behalf of the ad hoc committee. So let's talk a little bit about some updates since the last public information session. We had that info session at all 3 high schools and on 3 consecutive nights. At those meetings, we brought options 3 and 4 back to the public to get some input from them. We received 148 new responses since that, so there were about 290 total comments received in their entirety on our general comment form, and about half of those were within the last month. So it was a good surge of input. We do have this information. The comments are all posted on sumterrealignment.com, and you can go there and read the comments from different members of the public if you'd like. But I've summarized some of the comments and just put them in general themes of things that we've seen and also what we've discussed. It was really important having these conversations around the maps, talking with members of the public so they can understand how they may be affected, but then also listen to their concerns and their thoughts about the options, and then encouraging the public to fill out the forms online so that we can benefit and document all of their input. Like I said, I posted those comments on Sumter Realignment, and I do have some notes on that after this slide. But we don't have, we haven't brought any changes to the maps as it sits now. I do have one area that to be up for discussion.
Could we hold a minute? We've got some technical difficulties on our end.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Sorry about that. We started on the wrong one.
The space is right. Start from the top.
It was almost.
At least we're not halfway through.
You have to flip over there? You can another question.